Hello everyone, I'm Joanne Masilas and I'm going to discuss about ILS Localizer. So let's define first what is ILS. So ILS stands for Instrument Landing System. It is defined as a precision runway approach aid based on two radio beams, which together provide pilots with both vertical and horizontal guidance during an approach to land. So what are the basic components of the ILS? So we have the localizer and the glide slope. So these are the primary navigation information. And the marker becomes compass indicators. These are the ranging information. And lastly, we have the approach, light system, and runway markings for the visual information.
So as you can see, we have here a three-dimensional depiction of the instrument landing system. We have here the outer marker and the middle marker. They are the ones that provides the range information, and in the far end of the runway we can see the localizer antennas, and they are the ones that provides the guidance information together with the glide scope. So let's define the ILS localizer. So the localizer signal provides azimuth or lateral information to guide the aircraft to the center line of the runway. In other words, the localizer gives reference to the location of the runway from a horizontal perspective. The ILS localizer provides left or right course guidance. As you can see, we have here the 90 Hz and the 150 Hz. And the ILS localizer operates in VHF signal, which means that the usefulness of this is limited to the line of sight. And lastly, the localizer is 4 times more sensitive than VOR. So here is an example of localizer antenna, usually located at the far end of the runway. So it is then referred to as a localizer type directional aid, or LDA. The localizer system is placed about 1,000 feet from the far end of the approach runway. Usable volume extends to 18 nautical mile for a path up to 10 degrees either side of runway centerline. At an angle of 35 degrees either side of runway centerline, the useful volume extends up to 10 nautical miles. Horizontal accuracy increases as distance between the aircraft and localizer decreases. So let's discuss the specifics. The localizer antenna is located at the far end of the runway. The approach course of the localizer is called the front course, and in the opposite direction of the front course is called the back course. The localizer signal is normally usable at 18 nautical mile from the field. And lastly, the Morse code identification of the localizer consists of a 3-letter identifier preceded by the letter I. Here is the localizer identifier for Providence Runway 5, IPVD. Here is an illustration of the HSI, or the horizontal situation indicator, on the ILS. So the HSI indicates not only the heading but also the selected localizer. On the ILS, the arrowhead always must be set to front course. This way, the HSI will always function as a command instrument. The localizer is represented by the CDI. The CDI is located ahead of the aircraft, which means that the aircraft flies towards the localizer. The CDI deflects to either side depending on how far the aircraft is positioned in the center line of the runway. So here is an illustration of the localizer in the runway. So the localizer transmits a single beam of energy with two components. The first one is the 90 Hz and the second one is the 150 Hz. And also at the center we can find the runway center line. In the indicator shown, it means that the aircraft is on the right side of the center line of the runway. In the indicator shown, it means that the aircraft is already aligned with the runway. Lastly, in the indicator shown, the aircraft is on the left side of the center line of the runway. To know where to intercept the localizer, you have to look at your approach charts or set up an IFR flight plan to get vectors from ATC. When the localizer is active, the needle is moving. Start tracking the localizer by turning toward the runway heading. You should have the needle as you reach the runway heading.
And that is the end of the discussion. Thank you for listening. Okay na.